Thank you very much. Welcome to our place. It feels like your home. Anytime you like to come, please do the party. That's good. You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Good evening to all of you. It's my job to welcome. So nothing special I'm doing. Thank you, Ankur. I'd like to thank all of you for making my job easier. The wonderful community in tri-state area has really made my job extremely easier. I'm here to, on behalf of all of you, to welcome our Honorable Ambassador, Shri Arun Kumar Singh. When I mentioned this to Ankur some time back, he immediately said, I'll get all the tri-state community together. So that's the spirit that we have been able to create in New York area, and I'm sure all of you are aware of it. As you know, Ambassador might be new to some of you, but he is not new to the United States of America. He has already spent a total number of 8 years serving India in the United States of America. Prior to his assignment here, which he joined a few months back, he was India's ambassador to France. And prior to that, where was he? He was India's Deputy Chief of Mission in Washington and worked there for a record 4.5 years. Before that, he was India's ambassador to Israel. Again, a very, very important relationship for our country. And prior to that, he has served in various distinguished capacities, both at the headquarters in New Delhi, like our relationship with Pakistan, for example, East Asia, the Foreign Secretary's office. I'm just narrating this to tell you what a distinguished career our ambassador has had and is having. And he, of course, joined his service in Indian Diplomatic Service, which is known as Indian Foreign Service, in 1979. After completing his Masters in Economics in Delhi University, and not only doing Masters, but also teaching thereafter for 2 years. He has served, other than US and the countries I mentioned, he has served in Moscow, Russia, Ethiopia, and Japan. What a vast and diverse experience. We are very lucky to have you here, sir. And of course, this introduction cannot be completed without my mentioning of Madam Maina Chawla Singh, who is present here. Please give her a big hand of welcome. She's a very important person in her own capacity and right. She is a scholar and she has taught in Delhi and she's been teaching in a number of universities in USA. We welcome her also with Ambassador Shri Arun Kumar Singh, and I hope and I wish on behalf of all of you to them a very, very successful stint in the United States of America. And I have no doubt that during this time, our relationship with this great country will see new heights. Thank you very much. It gives me an opportunity to welcome him again. Thank you.
And may I please request Suchita Patel to kindly honor our ambassador. Thank you so much.
First, I want to thank my colleague, Council General Mulia, for that very, very generous introduction. I also want to thank the organizers of today's event, the host committee, for putting in so much effort and to get all of you here. But most of all, I want to thank all of you for taking the trouble to be here, because it is important for me to engage with you and to see how we can together work to advance the India-US relationship. And I'm happy to share with you, my colleague Council General Mulia mentioned that I was here till April 2013, and then I went away for 2 years. And when I came back, I found that the relationship is at a renewed level of intensity. It is an extremely revitalized relationship. You may have noticed that President Obama went to India in January this year. He is the first US president to have gone to India twice in his tenure. Before that, the US president had gone, President Obama was there of course in 2010, before that in 2006, 2000, and before that in 1978. You can already see the intensity that is happening. And he was the first US president to have gone to India on our national day, the Republic Day. And you may have also heard that on several occasions he has said that the India-US relationship will be the defining partnership of the 21st century. US leaders have on a number of occasions also said that the rise of India is in US interest. And our Prime Minister has said that he believes that the relationship between India and the United States is a relationship of natural allies. So I think it is in that framework that we all have to see how, with our common effort, we take this relationship forward. A lot is already happening. For example, if I just mention defense cooperation, which is often taken as a very symbolic aspect of deep cooperation between any two countries. In the last 5 years, we have bought about $10 billion worth of defense supplies from the United States, more than what we have done with any other country. And that's a major aspect of the relationship. And for instance, we bought the C-130 aircraft, the C-17 aircraft from the United States. And they were used very effectively when we did earthquake relief in Nepal, or when we did evacuation of Indian nationals from Yemen when there was a crisis there. But now we are going beyond just a buyer-seller relationship. Both countries have now agreed to do co-development and co-production in defense technology, which again is a reflection of a new level of relationship being reached, and we have identified several pathfinder projects as initial projects, and based on that we would take cooperation further. But going beyond defense, I think another very important area is economic partnership. Our trade is about $120 billion. For India, US is our largest trading partner. There is significant US investment in India, but I think what is more important and what is not often noticed is that there is growing Indian investment in the United States. In the last 5 years, Indian companies have invested $15 billion in the United States, creating 90,000 jobs directly, and of course there is indirect job creation. And since we are in New Jersey, I'm happy to share with you that one of the biggest investment destinations has been the state of New Jersey, with about $1 billion of investment and about 9,000 jobs being directly created here by Indian companies. Indian companies investing in the US, participating with the US economic processes, have through their work in the IT sector contributed to innovation and to technology development in the United States, and that is recognized all over. And since the US is a global leader in innovation, the contribution of Indian companies, Indian technical workers to that process is very important for the health of the US economy, and again something that is widely recognized. Another area where Indian companies have contributed is in the pharmaceutical sector. We are all aware of the debate in the United States on affordable health care. 30% of generic medicines used in the United States are supplied by Indian pharmaceutical companies. And therefore their contribution to affordable health care in the United States is a very important contribution, which I think needs to be more widely recognized and built upon. But I think going beyond all this is the people-to-people dimension of a relationship. Because it is that which provides the firmest basis to any partnership. And that is where all of you have a very important role to play. Because when as my colleague mentioned, I have served in different countries in the world. But I can tell you the extent of the people-to-people relationship that we have with the United States today, I don't think we have with any other country. We have more than 3 million Indian Americans in this country, spread over large parts of the country. Dr. Seema Jain referred to the contribution of Indian doctors, and I'm told there are 110,000 Indian doctors here. 1 out of 7 patients is seen by an Indian doctor. That again is a very significant contribution, serving in remote parts of the United States. I'm sure there are a lot of people here from the hotel industry. And again, in the hotel industry, the contribution of Indian American hoteliers and owners is a very, very significant contribution to the hospitality sector here. So going forward, I just wanted to mention to all of you that you'd have seen reports of the Prime Minister visiting the United States again. And we are beginning work and planning for his visit and to a bilateral visit to the West Coast, to San Francisco area, San Jose area. And like the events that was done in Madison Square Garden last year, we are working on a similar event at the SAP Center in San Jose, which is very similar to the Madison Square Garden and with a capacity of about 20,000 people. As everyone recognizes, the event last year was extremely successful. It was something that was noticed not just in the tri-state area, not just in the United States, but all over the world. People all over the world noticed the intensity, the strength with which the Indian American community came together to welcome the Prime Minister of India and what their presence in the United States signified in terms of the contribution that they are making here and the strength and presence they have established in this country. And I think people took notice and have related to the Indian American community here differently since that event. So keeping that in mind, I would urge all of you to see in what manner we can again work together to make the event at SAP Center, which will be on 27th of September, Sunday, an equally, if not more, successful event. So I think going forward, I would like to work with all of you, members of the Indian American community, to strengthen the India-US relationship. You have established strengths in different areas. In whatever area you have capacity, you have strength, you should see how you can contribute to processes in India, to deepening the India-US relationship, be it in technology, be it in medicine, be it in hospitality, be it through philanthropy. There was a reference to Ekal Vidyalaya and the work they are doing, and there have been so many other areas where the Indian American community has been contributing through philanthropy in India. So I just wanted to say that I'm delighted to be back here, to be back with all of you, and look forward to working with you to taking this partnership further. Thank you very much.
So first of all, let me welcome Ambassador Mr. Arun Singh and Mrs. Singh to this beautiful roll-up palace where the Sardar Vallabhbhai largest statue is standing outside. So this is our place, and I am very happy that mostly all the big people are coming here, and there is Sardar Vallabhbhai statue is here. And also you saw the Mrs. Seema Singh. Seema Jain, Dr. Seema Jain is taking the leadership of API, and these days there are so many women are taking the leadership. So behalf of South Asian, women, I would like to welcome both of you in this country and also in New Jersey and this place. Thank you very much.
We are glad to have you, the entire host committee who has supported at one phone call and a short notice. Thank you very much. Without further ado, I would like to invite Honorable Ambassador, the Consulate General of India for New York, C.G. Muley, who has been very kind and under whose leadership we have seen unprecedented access to the Indian consulate in New York. I don't think I have ever seen this kind of access and transparency being shown by a Consulate General with open arms, who welcomed the community, who has done events to support multiple facets of the community events at the consulate. If you look at your inboxes, it's open to everybody, and he's been warm and welcoming when you go to the consulate. Honorable Ambassador Muley.
The executive committee members of FIA. Ankur? Be careful, please, to the choir.
Federation of Indian Associations of New York, New Jersey and Connecticut is proud to welcome His Excellency Arun Kumar Singh, Ambassador of India to the United States of America. FIA gratefully appreciates your monumental leadership and distinguished community service and congratulates you on your outstanding achievement. Chairman Ramesh Patel and President, you are the largest. I got confused with my own name. I had to drop that there. Thank you, and it's an honor and a privilege to have you here, Ambassador. Thank you, CG and DCG, for giving us this opportunity.